Are there any sort of mistakes that you've seen maybe from other cases that you think would be good for audiences to know, to beware when they're going to do a private contract?
Do you have any?
Well, I mean, I think with typically when real estate agents are involved in drafting a contract, as opposed to when lawyers are, they typically use like an MLS or the real BC REA's template, or the Canadian Bar Association's template, which already has like very strict guidelines and a very templated structure of how the contract is to be carried out or executed. But obviously, lawyers they don't have to follow that template, and with that gives them a lot more latitude to draft, exceptional terms or clauses that might be not the typical standard of what a real estate transaction might include. And so, with those atypical clauses or terms that, they give rise to, a potential whole subset of different like legal consequences that might happen as a result of, not normal industry practices or real estate practices.
Yeah, what we do here, I think, is that we'd like to at least make sure that we compare contracts side by side. Sometimes, like Rob was saying, you do have other people drafting contract. They do use non-customary language. They have other clauses that they put in there for whatever reason. We'd like to make sure that we at least double check why that is, or what that is, and then why that is. And so I think that's important. I think it's important that you understand the terms of the contract in which you're about to sign off on. So if you don't, you should probably speak with someone that can tell you. Some of the things that people kind of miss out or they forget to do in a private contract is to deal with the property disclosure statement. So property disclosure statement is an additional document to the contract purchase and sale that allows the buyer to know what the seller represents and warrants about the property itself. And so it would talk about things like, do you know if there's asbestos? Do you know if there was a leakage that caused mold? So those are things that if the seller knows, they should actually tell the buyer, so the buyer actually factors that in to either the purchase price or someone has to deal with it before they actually move in.